Well, hello! Here is another video about my forays into alternative fashion. Earlier in 2021, I made a video about my first piece of Lolita fashion, the macaron skirt from Lady Sloth, and as it happens, later that year I bought another skirt, keeping with my very inefficient way of starting off Lolita fashion by getting a piece that you have to wear a lot of accessories with because it only covers half your body. But anyway, I bought another skirt and I am very happy about it, so I decided to make a little video. My second piece I purchased in November of 2021 at Baby the Starshine Bright in San Francisco, Japantown. I was with my friend who, for this video, I will just call Eevee, like the Pokemon, because it seems appropriate. I was very excited to check out an actual brand store in person because there aren't that many locations in the US of the Japanese brands, but it's a little bit hard to get into Baby the Starshine Bright because of COVID. You have to actually make a reservation. So we were so excited to get into the store for real and look around at all the absolutely gorgeous dresses and just enjoy the atmosphere. Of course, I also wore my macaron skirt on that day so they could see I was a real Lolita and actually let me into the store. No, I don't think that they care. At first, we were just looking around because I wanted to see what all these prints actually look like in person. Like, they had the wine print and they had all the Halloween prints because it was late fall at that time. And we were just like, oh my gosh, these are so over the top and they're so unique and so different. Look at this one, look at that one. But then I made the mistake of looking at the sale rack, which is the most dangerous rack in the shop. And they had this skirt that is behind me. This is Captain Chris's Fantasy. I think the full name is something like Captain Chris's Fantasy Dreams of a New Adventure. It's very over the top, like all Baby the Starshine Bright names. And they had this skirt in red, green, and blue. But obviously the blue one is the best. So I looked at it and I was thinking, oh, it's so beautiful, it's so elegant, and it's on the sale rack. I shouldn't buy it. I wasn't planning to buy anything. So we decided that we would go to lunch and then we would come back to the shop in the afternoon when they allowed for walk-ins. And when we came back, I looked at it and it was just as beautiful as it had been an hour ago. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna buy this print. I'm gonna actually buy a skirt from the Baby the Starshine Bright store in San Francisco. However, also due to COVID, the fitting rooms were closed, so we weren't allowed to try on the dress before we bought it. And it being Lolita fashion, they also don't take returns. So if you buy something, you should plan to keep it. The shop girl did tell me that they would give us the measurements of any piece that we were interested in buying, and then we could figure out if it would fit. So when we came back, I trotted right over to the sale rack. I pulled out the skirt and I said, you can still tell us the measurements, right? I want to know this one. And the look this girl gave me, it was just so cringe. Like, yeah. Oh, honey, like, this is Alice of the Pirates, which runs very small, and I can tell that because of the corset waist on that, that's gonna have very little shirring. I was like, okay, well, tell me the measurements and I'll see if it'll fit. Because I had seen it on the rack and it did not look that small to me. It did not look smaller than a lot of skirts that I have at home. She gave me the measurements. They're something like 24 to 26 inches, like maybe 27 if you stretch it. And that's how she said it, like, oh, maybe I'll go up to like 26.5 or 27 if you really stretch it and you take the lacing out. And I was like, oh, perfect. My waist is between 25 and 25 and a half inches. So I'm right in the middle there. And she just gave me this look like, are you sure? Are you sure? And I was like, yes, I will buy this. I will pay my credit card. I'm sure I want it. And at that point, I thought the dress was $200, but they actually hadn't taken off the 30%. So I ended up getting it for a total with tax of $160, which I think for a brand piece is pretty reasonable. Obviously, you can buy it for cheaper secondhand if it's already been worn by someone and it's being resold, but getting the discount and not having to worry about shipping made it very worth it to me. And it is a very beautiful piece, as I will zoom in on later. And what I didn't know during this whole exchange, I was happily seeing the skirt wrapped up in its cute little Alice in the Pirates bag, and they gave me a cute little Alice in the Pirates sticker to go along with it. I was like, oh, it's so pretty, I'm so excited, I get to take it home, I get this cute bag. I actually got to shop at this really unique brand store, how much fun. And meanwhile, Evie is just like, ooh, I hope it fits. She can't return that dress. Oh my God, she didn't even try it on. What is she thinking? But she is a really nice person and a good friend, so she didn't say anything. She trusted me even though she was sweating because of my impulsivity. So we got back to Evie's house and I went right away to try on the skirt because I was so excited, and I was already wearing my petticoat for the macaron skirt anyways. And oh, it was a little hard to zip up the side zipper. I had to be kind of careful getting it placed correctly, but then it zipped up and it fit perfectly. I didn't also know in the shop that there's some stiff boning inside the corset waist. I think it has to be that way so it can have that corset look and stay firm. Otherwise it's just gonna kind of flop down and it's not gonna like hold itself up on your body. But in spite of that, the little bit of shirring turned out to be plenty of shirring. And I don't think this skirt would fit anyone who's not a size 2 or maybe a size 4 if you stretch it, but as it happens, I am a size 2. That's just the size this Stephanie comes in. So it was like they made a skirt especially for me. And I came out wearing it and I was like, it fits! I'm so happy! Look how cute it is! And Evie and my other friend also admired it and they were like, wow, that looks really good. So that is the story of how I got my second piece of Lolita fashion. And it is so beautiful. I love it so much. So let's take a closer look at the skirt.
The skirt combines a simple elegance with amazing attention to detail, with the nautical images, the logos, and of course, all of the adorable Captain Chris's. You really feel like the more you look, the more you see, which is one of the most fun parts of Lolita fashion. I especially like these silver buttons up on the waist and this beautiful border around the top. Chris and I have some shared interests. Down at the bottom, these tassels add so much elegance to the whole look. And there is also an underskirt, which is a nice touch. Taking a closer look at the lacing, you can see that it really is only this very small section that has any shirring to it. Now let's take a look at what this skirt looks like when it's worn in a thrown together cord with some awkward poses. And a closer look at the lacing on the back. The boning does do a good job of making your waist look extremely tiny.
So thank you for watching my video about my second piece of Lolita fashion, and I actually have a third piece hopefully coming around the end of January or the beginning of February in 2022. So if that one fits me, and I'm hoping it will, I can make a third video about that one. And after buying one piece that's in the sweet sub-style and one piece that's more in the classic sub-style, I decided to keep up the pattern and buy my third piece from a completely different sub-style so that none of my accessories will match all three of them. Such is life. Bye!